International Friendship Day. It's also Cheesecake Day. So, if you do this right, at the end of the day, you should have more friends and less cheesecake.
More cheesecake.
So, hey, I'm Steve Colucci. Welcome to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Our wonderful Sunday celebration service. And now, like they said, it's time for one of our absolutely favorite things, hugs and handshakes. So, for this next song, those who choose to participate, you can walk around, you can dance, you can greet each other, you can exchange a handshake or a hug. If you don't feel comfortable touching, namaste is just fine. You can stay in your seat, whatever works for you. But you know what? Also, the choir, they like hugs and handshakes too. So feel free to interact with the choir as well. Enjoy!
Do you have more?
So we are an all-inclusive center. Love, where we recognize and celebrate each person as a divine and unique expression of the one Spirit in all. Together, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the science of mind principles to support our core values of love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, and diversity. Welcome home. Thank you to everyone who's joining us online. Yes, hello. To all of you online, let us know who you are, where you're from. Put something in the chat box there. It's cool. We'd love to interact with you as well. And now I invite everyone to please join me in reading the opening community affirmation. It is in your program. Of course, it's also on the monitors. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that Spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is created anyone joining us for the first time today? Welcome. Thank you for being with us today. If you don't already have a welcome package, we have them out front, just outside the sanctuary doors. And text service. We have a texting service where we send out HDCSL affirmations, updates regarding services, any upcoming events. If you'd like to join this no-cost service, doesn't cost you anything, receive our messages, please text JOIN. And anybody who's not on this already, it's really cool. Brandy sends out really cool affirmations, as well as, sometimes people say, hey, when's the next karaoke? Well, you'll get those if you sign up for that service. So you can text JOIN to 833-683-2356. And as a reminder, you can reply to any of the messages. A lot of people didn't know that. You can reply to those messages as well. And you can send a text to that number anytime, day or night. Your message will be received. This is another way for you to connect with our center, and we're very grateful for this service. Dial and Inspiration. Yes, another great service we have here at the center is our Dial and Inspirational line. You can call anytime, day or night. You can hear a pre-recorded message from our practitioner team, including Reverend Michael. And that number is 760-515-6771. And hey, check back often, because they change that a lot. It's updated pretty regularly. Thank you. Thank you, Practitioner team, for your service. Okay. And our program, you guys all have one of these, right? All that information can be found there. Another cool thing you can do, actually I'm going to put that on for just a second. Announcements. HDCSL announcements. It says it right here. It says I have to hold that up. Hold up, color, insert in the program. Information regarding any upcoming events are in your program each week. So along with our HDCSL daily affirmations, please take it home, keep it with you. You can use it throughout the week. Now here's a cool idea. You can take a picture of this with your phone. That way you have it all the time. You don't have, if it's stuck in your fridge, you can only use the affirmations when you're at home, right? But if you take a picture and it's on your phone, cool, you can have it with you all the time. Okay. Current events happening at our center can also be found online through our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, Meetup app, all of those. We have our HDCSL monthly calendar, and that's found on our website as well. Another thing that's updated very regularly, so it's nice. You can go there and know that you've got good information. Okay. As a reminder, also, in our announcements for today after service, all are welcome to stay in the sanctuary for our Meet with the Minister. This is a brief gathering where you can ask questions on science of mind and our principles. You can dive deeper into the message from Reverend Michael's talk and more. This Wednesday, August 2nd, we have the drum circle with Janet Amby at 7 p.m. Is Janet here? Where are you? Janet? She's awesome. The participation fee for this is $10. And, please bring a yoga mat or a blanket, something to lie down. You are welcome to bring a drum or rattle as well. This coming Friday, August 4th, we are beginning our Mindful Friday events as part of our beloved Beyond Sunday offerings here at High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Join us for our Mindful Laughter in the Social Hall at 11:30 a.m. every Friday. This is a love offering. More info can be found on the flyers in the garden room and also on our website calendar. Please reach out to the office if you have any questions about that. Don't forget our dinner and dancing fundraiser with the hot local group. Our very own Christmas Saturday, August 19th, right here at the center. Tickets go on sale August 1st. How many people have never seen Chris's band play? You are missing something. This is I'm not saying this just because, oh yeah, we're all part of the family. These guys are awesome. Their band is fantastic. You're welcome. Absolutely from the heart, Chris. That's why I've driven a long way to come see your band before. Don't forget, next Sunday, August 6th, is Birthday Potluck Sunday, so please bring a labeled dish to share. The center will provide the cake. We also have our LGBTQ plus conscious conversations with the Rainbow Alliance team right after potluck next Sunday. All are welcome to stay for both of these events. Joanne, where are you? Joanne's going to come up.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Joanne Goodsell, and my husband Roger and I have been attending this center for almost 8 years. September will be 8 years. We've been married 32 years, and this is the first time we've attended centers our whole married life. This is the first time we've ever participated to the level that we participate at this one. This is our home, this is our spiritual family. That's why we're here. So I'm excited today to share our official launch for the Legacy Fund campaign. If you've been attending the board meetings or attending services or watching online, you've probably already heard a little bit about the Legacy Fund campaign. Have you seen the thermometer in the garden room? We wanted to bring it in here, but it's nailed to the wall and it's really tall. Anyhow, the red mark represents the amount collected so far. As you can see, it is near the bottom. We want to blow that red mark straight up and out of the top of that thermometer. Why have a legacy fund? Our legacy fund is being set up and funded to assist with future financial expansion. And that's the expansion and financial prosperity of our beloved High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, far into the future. It is ours, all of us. It is our legacy from 2023 to our community of the future, our grandkids, our friends, anybody down the road that's coming here. I want this center to thrive for them. What is the Legacy Fund? The Legacy Fund is a huge, huge opportunity for our center. We applied to home office and we were accepted to have this opportunity. We are only one of 5 centers across all the centers of spiritual living. We're the only one of 5 to be accepted to participate in this program. This program is called the Science of Mind Foundation Matching Fund Grant for 2023. The Science of Mind Foundation will match dollar for dollar $25,000. You heard that right. They're going to match our $25,000 with their $25,000, which is going to give us $50,000 or more. We can raise as much as we can, and they will match the first $25,000. So the very reasonable expectation is that after 7 years, the estimated income will then be $7,000 per year. This $7,000 annual income will be used to support our High Desert Center for Spiritual Living as deemed necessary by our Board of Trustees. Could be a special project, could be an air conditioner, could be a parking lot. Anything we need, we are providing a legacy for our future. So how does it work? We have until December 1st, 2023 to raise our $25,000 or more. It will then be matched for the first $25,000. Starting today and every last Sunday of the month, we will be doing a second collection. So we have these special collections. These are our Legacy Fund collection baskets. So immediately after the tithe collection is passed, Reverend Michael's going to bless that offering, and then Steve's going to call for the second round of ushers with these baskets, and Reverend Michael will bless these as well. So how else can you donate? All of the usual ways. Any way you currently give, you can give that way now. Just make sure and mark your selection for the legacy, your donation for the Legacy Fund. Out in the garden room, there's a 5-gallon bottle. That bottle is called our Change for Change. So anytime you're here at the center, you can put your change in that bottle, and that's another way to contribute. In the bottle you can see up there. And I love that it's a full bottle. We just emptied it, so it's fresh to start again. So I'd like to see how quickly we can blow the top off of that thermometer, get that red mark up, up, up. Every last Sunday, we're putting a new picture of the thermometer up so we can see the progress. And I'm just so excited about that. So let's give our Legacy Fund campaign a proper kickoff. Reverend Michael, will you please come to the center and hold this box? Frank is representing all of us. He's now starting the flow of money for our Legacy Fund. Let this visual of a waterfall of money flowing into our center be a powerful vision for us. Waterfalls are powerful. You are powerful. We are powerful. Let us step into our power and allow the abundance to flow in our lives and to our Legacy Fund. Thank you. We are truly blessed.
Dropped all that money. I was thinking, like, just leave it. I'll clean it up later. So, thank you. Thank you to Joanne and the Prosperity Fund team and Reverend Michael for our work with the Legacy Fund. You can stop by the concierge table on Sundays, or you can reach out to the office throughout the week if you have any questions about these events or anything else happening at the center. Thank you very much. And now, let's welcome our practitioner of the day, Tommi Jones.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As I heard Steve talk about cheesecake, I was reminded how hungry I am. And so I am thrilled, privileged, and honored to be the practitioner of the day, because I am quite certain I will be spiritually fed today. So, as many of you already know, this is my first time at this rodeo. What I will tell you is I do not like getting bucked off the Bronco, so we're in for a ride together. Please join me as we read Dr. Ernest Holmes' promises together. They are on the front page of your program. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. And now for our contemplation time with Chris. Relax, breathe, and enjoy.
Try to remember who you are. A little bit of rain starts feeling like a flood if you let it wash you away. You can always find your way to higher ground, even when the levee breaks. Try to remember who you are. It'll get better, just hold on. Nobody wants to fall apart. Try to remember who you are. Try to remember who you are.
Yes, yes. Joanne Goodsell will now join me and light the flames of faith. We perform the Flames of Faith ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, acknowledging all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And we light the healing candle. Please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. So as I stand here and I look out at each and every one of you, I look into your face and I see the face of God, and I hold you in the highest. And I hope in return, as you look at me, you see the face of God. I invite you to relax your eyes, make yourself comfortable. Be in this sacred space with me. I invite you to be still and to know that there is only one Spirit, one source of all there is. Know with me that each and every one of us are born in the image and the likeness of that one. And know that if you go to that place deep within you, and I go to that same place deep within me, then we are one. So the words I speak today, I speak for me, but I know them to be true for you as well. I declare today is a new day. And in declaring that today is a new day, I know that by transforming my mind, I am renewed. I know that today, in this day, it is a beginning of all possibilities. And so for me, I choose to let go of anything that interferes with my ability to receive and to receive abundantly all that Spirit has for me. Today is a great day to be a great day. And so I am super excited to accept that, to embrace that, to be able to walk a path knowing that I do it in the consciousness of like-minded people. Knowing that each and every person here today is here to be spiritually fed like me, and that they receive the message that is intended for them solely. They accept it, and then they live it. I am so excited to know that these blessings are manifest right here and right now. And so I bless this day knowing it's unfolding in divine right order. I know that the message that Reverend Michael presents is the message each and every one of us needs to hear. I'm so thankful, so thankful for the music and for each and every person here that is contributing to the unfolding of such a wonderful and blessed service. To each and every one of you, thank you so much for being a part of this journey so that together we can create a world that works for everyone. Knowing these words of blessing to be true from Spirit, I want to release them into law. And I ask that you affirm these words, anchor them in the Spirit, anchor them in your souls, in your consciousness, so that when you leave here today, you are uplifted. So affirm these words with me by saying, and so it is. Ashe, ashe. And so it is.
And now, I'd like to welcome Reverend Michael.
So I've been hearing a lot of talk today from most of our presenters about cheesecake. And I did see on my phone, I got a message from Cheesecake, Ross and I love Cheesecake Factory, that it's half price Cheesecake Day. That's a good, and so there's abundance. We're all talking about abundance right there, right? There's abundance. There's half price cheesecake. It doesn't get better than that. But Tommi was talking about being spiritually fed. And I'm very spiritually fed today. Cheesecake later, spiritually fed now. There are 7 of my friends
that are here from our prior Palm Desert Center of many, many, many years. We were connected for many, many years, and some of those connections have been lost through time and space, but not through consciousness. And to see them sitting here, and to see them part of the Sunday service team, it reminds me that love is forever. Love transcends all space and all time. And it's that heart space. And that's the space that we will open up to, and I invite us to open up to today, that heart space. And that heart space is so big and so unknowing and so all-encompassing that what is ours to do is to let go of any thought we came in here today of what this service is about, what today is about, and what is our life about. When we get out of the about, we get out of the about what our life is about, and we step into the what's so of our life. Amazing things open up. Amazing things show up. Amazing things, amazing grace. What an amazing place. Wendell Berry says this: when we no longer know what to do, we have come to our real work. And when we no longer know which way to go, we have begun our real journey. Part of my real work is knowing that yesterday ended last night. And part of my real journey is making welcome the absolute I am of truth, that I am a spiritual being having a spiritual experience on this physical realm. And I hear too often, and it no longer resonates with the truth that's within me, that is the truth that I let Spirit be and bring it forth here and now, today, and every breath I breathe as I go forward into my life. That we are not just human beings, we are divine beings. And when we shift from the consciousness of our humanity into the consciousness of our divinity, and we unite that and we align with that, and we become that circle of love and that circle of life and that circle of truth, amazing things, awesome things, absolute things, abundant things, presence themselves right here and now. They presence themselves, and our present, what is our present is to open that present, to open that presence of the presence is the truth of who we are. And how do we open that in science of mind? How do we open that in life? How do we open to spirit? How do we open to that greatness, that oneness, that absoluteness? Oh my God, that creativeness. Oh my gosh. How many people here have had a point in their life they touched the creative flow that just was electrifying? Some point in your life, some point you did a drawing, you sung a song, you met somebody, you had a relationship, a lot of hands going up. Oh my God, that creative flow, that creative go, that creative knowing. Oh man, I was there this week. Oh man, I was there this week. Oh, I was there this week. And the affirmation that helped take me there, or didn't take me anywhere, it brought me present with myself. We're not going anywhere, we're just being everywhere. It's not about going anywhere, it's about being everywhere. And the affirmation that came to me, and I like this one, I don't always like them. Sometimes they're intellectual, sometimes they're cute, sometimes we have to get them ready for have a deadline on them. But this one I like. I like this one for me, and I own this one for me, and I will be this one. I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. And I invite us, that was that, I like that one. I like that one. And so I invite us to say that together. I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. One more time, let's hear it all the way down to Washington, D.C. I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. And let's let this one just envelop this world and the worlds beyond worlds. The science of mind invites us to know in that consciousness, in that absolute exploration of every experience beyond the finite of this plane and the infinite of all that reigns. The infinite of all that reigns over this world. It's rained down on this world. It reigns within and without and all about. And And so let's say this one for Spirit. Let's say this one for Spirit. Let's say thank you, Spirit. And so let's say our affirmation one more time. I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. My mom said to me in 4th grade, she'd one of those whirl-arounds. You know, one of those, whoa, whirl-arounds. And you thought, oh my gosh, what did I do? What did I do? What's coming down? And it was one of those moments of insight for her, and it began the insight of awareness for me that continues right here in this moment. And she said, Michael, you see things before other people see them, and it scares the heck out of your father. I came home from college 10 years later, 15 years later, and she said to me, something was transpiring in my life. She said, Michael, you see things before other people see them, and it's scaring everybody in your life. And she said, it's not so much that you're right or rightful, it's that you're insightful. It's not about being right. It's not about my truth being greater than your truth. My connection with Spirit is greater than your connection. Nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. No thing to do with that. And she shared. Sometimes you wish your moms would keep things to themselves. Not my mom. And she said, it will make life very hard for you. And she said, it will make life very wonderful for you. My life has been very hard. As a gay man in a conservative town, in a country which right now has 400 laws being presented in Congress against LGBTQ rights, it's hard sometimes. And it's wonderful sometimes. But the insights that I am coming to in my life, and the connectedness that I am experiencing in my life, and the consciousness is the I am that is presencing itself as the presence of myself, my inner self, is that one of the insights that I came to a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away is that everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Frederick Nietzsche writes this in Life and Living. He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow. My mom shared us something 3 days before she made her transition. I do not believe any of my brothers do this, my family do this. I don't think my dad did this. It's probably a good thing. And she shared with me that when my dad proposed to her, his West Point class was accelerated 6 months. They graduated 6 months early to go in service at WW2. They graduated 6 months early. And my dad proposed to her, and he loved her very much. He loved her more than she loved him. And that's okay. That's usually the way it is in a relationship. That's the way it is. And she said, I had somebody I really loved. We finished each other's sentences. We thought each other, and the phone would ring. And she said, I didn't have that with your dad. But I knew he was a really good man and I'd have a really good life. And so I chose a really good man and a really good life, as opposed to maybe the romance. And she said, I never looked back. She said, I never looked back. I never regretted it. I honored the choice I made. And she called me. It was 5:15 California time. And I was doing ministerial studies at 5:15, getting ready for an exam. And 8:15 in Florida. And she said, your dad made his transition last night. We went out to lunch. He had his favorite Italian food at his favorite Italian restaurant. Had a great day, was watching Lawrence Welk on TV. I went to bed. He said, I'm going to finish Lawrence Welk. And she got up at 5 in the morning. He'd made his transition. She said, I only wish I had been there to hold his hand those last few minutes. And she said, I would have said this to him. She said, I wish I could have told him one more time what a good time I had with him. What a good time I had. And so, I will say to Spirit, what a good time I've had playing with you. What a good time I've had learning about you. What a good time I've had experiencing you. It's been hard. It's been hard. It still is. But the wonderful is overtaking the hard. The wonderful is so overtaken. The wonderful is so overtaken. Bernard Shaw said, life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Reverend Gernot Tagore said, I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted, and behold, and service was joy. What a joy to be in service to the on high. What a joy to be in service to the on high. What's your high five to joy? What's your high five to joy? What's your joy to be in service to the on high? What's your high five of the joy of being in service to the on high? In our Science of Mind spiritual high fives, we give spiritual high fives in Science of Mind, and those are our 5 steps of affirmative prayer. And we simplify that by God is, I am, all is well, thank you, and so it is. And then in our youth ministries in Science of Mind, and I know Tommi spent a lot of time in youth ministry at Palm Desert, and I stepped in a little bit during ministry and did some classes, and we teach it this way. We teach it in the form of bingo, and that is, bring God in. Include yourself. Name it and claim it. Grace, over and out. And the kids love it. The kids love bingo. They come in and say, oh, bingo, bingo, bingo. In Science of Mind, when I see Science of Mind, and I see beyond it, I see beyond the words, and I see beyond the teaching, and I see beyond the text, and I see beyond ministerial school, and I see beyond the mini of my story into the maxi of story, into that maximum of the glory. You know, our mini story, and then our maxi story, and then our magnificent glory. You know, they all kind of come together. And I see Science of Mind as an invitation to say yes to the power of prayer in action. The power of prayer in action. Treat and move your feet. I see Science of Mind as an invitation to live a greater potential of life than you have ever dreamed of, because Spirit has dreamed it even better. I see Science of Mind as an invitation. It is an invite to make welcome the everywhere awesome of joy. The everywhere awesome of joy. I used to say, I see joy in everything. I saw joy in everything as a kid. I saw it in, oh my God, in the rain, splashing in a puddle. Oh my God, hours. What could be better than rain in a puddle? Splashing in that puddle. Oh my God. You know, but I don't see joy anymore, and I don't see it anywhere. And I came to realize that. But I feel it, and I live it, and I become one with it. I become one with it everywhere, the awesome of joy every day, and almost breath by breath, and almost second by second, and almost in that place beyond time. I don't see it anymore. Spirit's inviting me to be it, and I'm saying yes to that invitation. Yes to the awesomeness of joy. Yes to that invitation. I am so here to accept your invitation. I am so at whatever table you set. And I know that the table you set is the table that I set in my mind. I choose to set that table, and now the difference for me, I choose to sit at the table I choose to sit at. I don't sit at any table I don't want to be seated at. I don't care whose table it is. I used to choose parties, holiday parties, by the zip code they were in, because I knew the food would be better in Beverly Hills than it would be in Eagle Rock, where I live. I would choose the Beverly Hills zip code, and the food and the catering service was phenomenal. But I don't choose my companionship by zip codes anymore. I choose them more by that, where am I going to grow? Where am I going to be enlightened? Where am I going to learn something? Where am I going to get to be with people? Where am I going to get to be with people? Used to be all about the food, and now it's a whole lot more about the people. No cheesecake, pretty tempting. There was so much awesomeness of the everywhere, of the awesomeness of joy in my life this week. And I am so grateful that while I drove Ross nuts at times, I'm so grateful he was there to witness that. I'm so grateful he was there to witness that this week. You know, the awesomeness and joy of this week, the everywhere awesome of knowing and flowing and growing. I was knowing, and I was flowing, and I was growing, and I was being, and I was seeing beyond that which I was seeing. You know, it wasn't just about knowing the power of decision, and that is our teaching. Boy, the power is in the decision. The power is in the decision. But the power is also in the realization of demonstration. The decisions I made were made manifest in the moment. But two, I came this week to the knowing of the affirmative first cause of the power of discernment. The affirmative first cause of the power of discernment. The power of choice. The power of what serves me. The power of what does not serve me. The power of the all that I am deserving of. The absolute first cause of discernment. My nieces and nephews, when I was coming back from college and they were little toddlers, would grab me on Saturday morning and say, "We have to watch Sesame Street." Okay, we'll watch Sesame Street. And then we began to sing together some of the songs. I could not find my way to Sesame Street. So my nieces and nephews as toddlers showed me the way to Sesame Street. And Chris and I are going to sing one of her songs, or one of my favorite songs. And this is about the absolute first cause of choice.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things just doesn't belong. And you tell me which thing is not like the other by the time I finish this song.
So that speaks. You know, can you find your way to Sesame Street? Can you find your way to Spirit? Can you find your way home? That takes me home to that absolute first cause of the power of discernment. And so, I want you to know I'm in the process of ordination. That's 3 years after licensing. You have to be really good and say yes to your board all the time and please everybody. And then after that 3 years, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. So it's kind of a time when you're growing and learning to work and building teams, and that's the process we're in here. And so I had something I wanted to share today, and I wasn't sure if it was appropriate for a Sunday service, so I want you to know most ministers in the process of ordination have one mentor. I want you to know I have 3 mentors from 3 different centers. And I love it because I can check out different experiences and different mentors. So I have 3 mentors standing behind me on this. And their advice was give a warning, like the cigarette pack, smoking may cause cancer, a spoiler alert on the movie, this is the way it ends, spoiler alert. So this is kind of a warning that it might be a little bit off color. And so here's how this works. Here's how this works. You can either choose to cover your ears for the next 60 seconds. I hear no evil. I see no evil. I speak no evil. So your choice, right? We're at power choice to cover our ears. Or you can see how you react to this and own your reaction. That's the power of discernment. So here we go. A pastor won a donkey at a local town fair. He was so pleased he entered the donkey in a race, and the donkey won. The next day, the local paper read, "Pastor's ass out front." The bishop was so upset with this kind of publicity, he ordered the pastor not to enter the donkey in another race. The following morning, the headline read, "Bishop scratches pastor's ass." This was too much for the bishop, who ordered the pastor to get rid of the donkey. The pastor gave it to a nun in a nearby convent. The next morning, the paper read, "Nun has best ass in town." The bishop fainted. When he awakened, he told the nun to sell the donkey, and she sells it to a nearby farmer for $10. And the next day, the local town paper read, "Nun sells ass for $10. This was too much for the bishop, who ordered the nun to buy the donkey back and set it to run wild and free. The next morning, the newspaper read, "Nun's ass runs wild and free." Now, the moral of this story is that being concerned about public opinion and what other people think of you can bring you much grief and misery, and can even shorten your life. So be yourself, enjoy your life, stop worrying about everyone else's ass, and you'll be a lot more joyful and live a lot longer. So there went ordination. There went ordination. So Terry Cole Whittaker said, "What you think of you is none of my business." If But the I am that I am is informing me every day in every way right now. And Ernest Holmes actually says this. My business is what I think of myself. My business is what I think of myself. And what a shift. What a shift in power. From empowering everybody else's opinion of you and you're trying to dance to their music to I am the business of my own life and I have the right to choose. You know, it's not about the business of life only or the business of life, but it's about the fullness of a life well lived. My mom said to my dad, it was said to my dad one more time, what a good time I've had. Raymond Charles Barker, great science minder, loved, lived, and breathed the science of mind teaching. And those of us at the Palm Desert Center, many of us had the absolute extraordinary gift of being in his presence when he came to speak. What a gift. What a gift to be in the presence of Raymond Charles Barker. And the thing about Raymond is that in his presence you felt the ever awesome joy. You felt the ever awesome joy. It wasn't intellectual. It wasn't intuitional. It was inspirational. In his presence, beyond his words, there was a seeing and a sightfulness and a being with presence that was unusual. And the books that he wrote included The Power of Decision, right? There's your power, our power, the power of decision. Then he wrote Create Your Life the Way You Want It, Power of Decision, Power of Creation, and then Treat Yourself to Life. Treat yourself to life. Treat and move your feet. And here's a quote from Raymond. I dare you to think in great terms. I challenge you to dream a great dream. Whew. One of those weird moments, wonderfully, incredibly, exceptionally, radically divine, just stepped in. I'm realizing that I'm standing at a podium on a CSL platform, reading words that Raymond Charles Barker read to me. It's a little weird right now. He said, I dare you to think in great terms. I challenge you to dream a great dream. Nothing is impossible to those who decide upon possibility. He took me down the road of science of mind far, far from where I had been. I used to think of science of mind as about princes and parking lot angels and palatial palaces. And he opened my heart to knowing the science of mind is about living a life of presence and passion and purpose. It's about living a life of presence and passion and a purpose. And it's not about anything else. The last night he ever spoke was on the Palm Desert stage. He finished his talk and presentation about 8:30. He went home. And Dr. Tom Costa, who knew him well, our senior minister, called. He had called. Dr. Tom went, and they found he passed peacefully asleep. And on a notepad, on his nightstand, what a way to exit, huh? What a way to exit. He wrote these words. He always was jotting down notes for his next talk. Yesterday ended last night. On to new adventures. Raymond Charles Barker gave me back to myself. Science of mind gives me back to myself. Spirit gives me back to myself every day. Every breath now. And at times when I think I'm not enough, that ministry is just too much, Spirit always finds a way to bring me back to myself, to remember that yesterday ended last night, and to welcome the dawn of a new day in which I am in every way enough. Every way enough in the dawn of a new day. And I let go of all of that unenoughness of yesterday. This came to me, working on this last night, this talk wasn't coming in, and I thought, huggle your struggles. Huggle your struggles. Struggles need hugs too. We're hug deprived right now. I think we always are as humans. Our animals get a lot of hug. Boy, our animals are JJ's getting hugged. Hugged back to life. He's hanging in there forever and having a good time. But I thought, it's time to huggle our struggles, not to push them away, not to put our head in the sand, not to walk away, but to face them. That which we face becomes our grace. And I thought, gosh, all those struggles and all those doubts, huggle them. They need hugs too. They're all part of spirit. And then as I began to huggle my struggles, we give ourselves back to ourselves. Yesterday, at one of those down, opened up Facebook, someone that I had worked with as a practitioner client 7 years ago, struggling. Her dream was to go to the Royal Shakespeare Academy in London, and yesterday her parents posted a picture of her graduating in a play. She was radiant, and she had found her way back to herself. And whatever part I played 8 years ago and the few times that we met, it didn't matter. It didn't matter because she was giving myself back to myself yesterday. She was that radiant presence of I am. You know, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. In Science Line, we talk about affirmative prayer. We talk about positive expectancy. And we talk not about dead reckoning, but a divine awakening. And sometimes we talk in terms of negation, but that's not science of mind. So the thing that doesn't belong is negation. And we used to have a negation step, a denial step, a 7-step prayer. And Ernest Holmes finally gave away with that. And we would I deny that I have a cold, because cold isn't part of spirit. So knowing cold is spirit is perfection, there's no cold in spirit's awareness, therefore I don't have a cold. So you would name it, and then you would deny it, and then you would affirm it. I am free in perfect health. But he didn't want to bring the negative in. And whenever we think thoughts, we don't need to go to the negative. We don't have to affirm. Just bring in the affirmative and the positive, that positive expectancy. My mom, just a year before she passed, Ross and I visited her at home on Long Island. And my dad was a West Pointer, and I said, Mom, let's go do a big trip to West Point tomorrow. It was about a 3-hour drive. And she went to bed at night and said, okay, oh my God, I haven't been to West Point. And relatives and friends in West Point Cemetery, lots of relatives there that have been buried and passed on, some who didn't come home from work. And she woke up in the morning and said, I'm not feeling good enough, I can't do it. And I said, Mom, come on, we're going to do it. We'll get in the car. If we have to turn around halfway, let's go an hour, and then we'll hit McDonald's and get fries. If you gave her McDonald's fries, she would do anything for you. And so I said, well, hit McDonald's. Okay, we'll go for the fries. And, and then we got all the way to West Point. And she was looking, we got to find this relative, this, and we spent hours, and she was going around the West Point Cemetery. And there was one person she couldn't find who was not buried in West Point, was buried in the Highland Falls Cemetery, her high school sweetheart, and we were not able to find him. But when we got home that day, she'd been in the positive expectancy of going, and then the dark night came in, and I'm not up to it, and then we went and did it anyway. We had a wonderful lunch on the West Point grounds, and Ross was there, and it was a fabulous day. It was just a fabulous day. And I was part of her experiencing something fabulous in saying, I'll believe in me. Believe if you don't believe in me, believe in McDonald's French fries, but let's go do this anyway. And we did it. And the next morning, we couldn't find her sister Penny's grave at West Point, her husband's grave, but not her. And my mom was going, I found a photo. Here she was in West Point, and we were looking in the wrong section. And she closed that photo book, and she said to me, thank you. Now I'm complete with my advice. It's a fabulous life. Everybody dies. Not everybody lives. That's a choice of discernment, right? That's a choice we must make. But Ross came down yesterday morning in tears, and I thought, well, gosh, life is really good. So what's going on? And he was in tears. I think he looked at the credit card bill for our new flooring. I'm not looking at it. I'm denying it. I'm denying it. Not existent. It's not real. This is not a real life plane. Not existent. And he was in tears, and I gave him a hug, and he was in tears. And I said, what's going on? And he brought this book down. And it's called Woof, A Gay Man's Guide to Dogs. And he opened it, he showed me. You can't see this, but it's dedicated by the author, Happy First Birthday Bandit, Woof and Kisses. And then the illustrator of the book drew a picture of Bandit, which really actually looks like our Bandit who's made his transition. And it says, Woof Bandit. And so Ross said, on his first birthday, I got this book, and the illustrator drew and signed it. And Bandit made his transition almost exactly a year ago the other day. And yesterday ended last night as far as Bandit's physical presence, but the dawn of the new awareness of his love is ever present. And so I read this from Woof, A Gay Man's Guide to Dogs, and it's called It's a Fabulous Life. Once you find your life partner, the world becomes a different place, a better place. When that perfect mate has a soft ear, a wet nose, and 4 legs, it's even better. Ross, I want to say thank you for bringing Bandit and JJ into my life. Thank you for being in my life. I come so alive in your presence. If you experience half of the joy I am now experiencing, then it's everything. And it's absolutely everything. This comes from Hopi Elder and speaks to yesterday, ended last night in our talk here. You have been telling, and he's speaking to a younger person, you have been telling the people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. And there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in right relationship? Where is your water? Know your garden. It's time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other. And do not look outside yourself for a leader. The elder clasped his hands together, smiled, and said, this could be a good time if you would choose for it to be a good time. This could be a good time if you would choose for it to be a good time. This could be a good time if you would choose for it to be a good time. There is a river flowing now very fast. It is so great and swift that there are those who will be afraid. I was in that river as a kid, and it scared my dad. They will try to hold on to the shore. Some will feel they will be torn apart and will suffer greatly. They will not enter. No, the river has its destination. The elders say we must let go of the shore, push off into the middle of the river, keep our eyes open and our heads above water. And I say what matters. See who is there with you and celebrate. The time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves together in community. Banish the word struggle from your attitude and from your vocabulary. All that we do now must be done in a sacred manner and in sacred celebration. We are the ones we've been waiting for. You know, I read this the other day. I have no desire to fit in, no plans to walk with the crowd. I have my own mind, my own heart, and my soul. I am me. And it's taken me years to realize how important it is. We cannot become what we want by remaining what we are. Yesterday ended last night. Sunrise began this morning. All is well in my world. And I invite us to say our affirmation together. I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. Be well. Stay conscious. Namaste.
I have a song for you written by Lord. It's called You Are the Light That Shines.
This
So Reverend Michael talked about some really cool things. Yesterday ended last night. I love that. Our affirmation, I believe in the me that is beyond what I see. I loved all that. But I was listening to you guys, and you reacted most loudly to his story about the pastor who bought an donkey. Yeah, that was cool, huh? All right, so this is our giving time. So please take a moment to join me in appreciation for this beautiful community and our science of mind philosophy. We know we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and spare. We use this time to open up the flow of abundance and circulate that energy with gratitude and love. Because we appreciate you and your contributions, we make it easy for you to give. In addition to placing your offering in the basket, there are various ways that you can contribute to our center. You can use the Vanco app. You can do that on a smartphone, tablet, whatever. You can also visit our website, www.high-desertcsl.org, to make a donation. You can select the donate button. Or you can drop off a donation right here at the center. You can do that throughout the week or mail it in. We appreciate you for supporting this center. Because of you, our service and this experience together continues to be possible. Thank you so much. Now, let's invite the ushers to come forward, and we thank you for your service here today as well. Please join me in reading aloud our declaration of affirmative giving, located, of course, that's in your program and also on the monitors. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly.
So knowing that everyone here present today has given the greatest gift they could give to the center. They have given the greatest gift they could give this world. And they have given the greatest gift to Spirit they could give. That is the gift of giving your presence, the gift of your light, and the gift of your joy. And we know that love and light and presence show up in many forms on this light plane. And we accept all of your gifts of love, all of your ties, all of your generosity, and we accept all of your love that you are showing to this center today. This center is amazing because of the awesome, amazing that you are. This service was the service it was because of the energy you brought to our center. We celebrate your energy in all forms. We thank you for your financial gift. And we, with spirit, will steward this financial gift to best serve this center, this community, this country, and this world. And so it is.
And now is your opportunity to support the legacy of this center for you and your spiritual family. Will the ushers please come forward?
So we have a song that you might recognize for this part. Gonna keep those, it's gonna be good. Vibrations are happening in here. Gotta keep those mighty big. Donations are happening in here. Gotta keep those loving good. Vibrations are happening in here. Gotta keep those mighty big. Donations are happening in here. I'm picking up good vibrations. We're making more big donations. I'm picking up good vibrations. Donations. I'm picking up good vibrations. We're looking for big donations. I'm picking up good vibrations. We're making more big vibrations. Gotta keep those loving vibrations happening in here. Gotta keep those mighty big donations happening in here. Gotta keep those mighty big vibrations happening in here. Gotta keep those mighty big donations happening in here.
So from my heart, to Chris, to the choir, to our prayer practitioners, to our ministers, to our service teams, to our administrative staff, you keep the good vibration going all week. You keep the good vibration going all week so we can keep it going on Sunday. And the center is so blessed by the good vibration here today, by your good vibration, by your good seeing beyond the limitations of any lack and into that liberty of the truth, of that abundance and that flow and that knowing and that growing. And I am knowing that this contribution is growing each of us. I am knowing that it is part of that flowing that is involved in each of us, that is embodying each of us, that is the experience of each of us today. And I know that this knowing and this flowing and this growing will continue on for generations after generations after generations at this spiritual center because of your good vibrations, because of your generosity, and because of your presence here today. The Board of Trustees and I thank you from not the bottom of our hearts, but from the fullness of our hearts. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you, ushers. Chris, is he awesome or what? He's so good at coming up with alternative lyrics to songs, too. That's awesome. Thank you to our choir. Thank you, of course, Reverend Michael. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. I'd like you to all join me in welcoming Tommi. Hey. And Steve. To our practitioner team. Any other practitioners, please stand up as we do want to honor you. Thank you for your service here at HDCSL. Their phone numbers are on the back side of your program, so please reach out to one of our experienced licensed practitioners for prayer, especially if you're going through a challenge in your life. They are here to know the truth for you. We also have a prayer request box over in the garden room right next to the sanctuary doors under the picture of our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes. This box is checked regularly, and our prayer team loves to pray for you and with you. You can also connect with the office by phone, text, or email to put in a prayer request, and the message will be passed on to the prayer team. Thank you, practitioners, for your service. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you to those who have joined us in person today and those of you who have joined us online or in the playback. We'll see you next Sunday, August 6th, for another wonderful HDCSL celebration service with a special in-house speaker, followed by our potluck and LGBTQ plus conscious conversations. Have a great week, everyone. Let's all make a big circle out of this wonderful service. God makes me want to sing. Chris, take it away. Have a great week, make some new friends, and share some cheesecake.
I can't help